Why? How can that be?
Well, add that to your list of things to do.
Okay, so this is kind of what we have as far as the leak goes. As you can see, it's leaking all the way around. I'm sure if there was fluid up higher, it would be leaking there too.
The only thing we can figure is that the surface of either the transfer case or the clocking ring is too smooth, and so the silicone didn't have anything to stick to. Because as you can see, there is plenty of silicone squirrels out all the way around.
Yeah, it just didn't stick.
And while we're under here, this was the exhaust mount. Wasn't the plan to modify it so that you can unbolt it? So
the plan was the next time we have to take the transfer case out, we would like cut it like right here and then build another piece to bolt them on together. Just use this as our guide.
You just didn't realize it'd be this quick.
Yeah, no, nobody wanted it to be this quick.
I feel so melancholy.
Let's see if we can get this to work.
Okay, cut.
Let's probably get all the little shavings up before they get in the house.
All right, we got it out. Kaden's gonna pull the clocking ring off. We're gonna see what it's like inside there. Why it's leaking like it is.
Yeah, I got a house string it, so. Well, definitely stuck.
It didn't stick super well.
No, it really didn't. It stuck good to the case though.
Okay, so this clocking ring is just so smooth it didn't adhere to it. It's kind of what I wondered.
The case is cleaned up, ready to go. The clocking ring as well. I did actually take it and just like lightly ran it across the bandsaw, just to help get everything off, make sure that that was all good. I'm kind of thinking that a paper gasket is just going to be a better route. We have one on hand, along with a bunch of other gaskets that I have out right now. So that's on, and I'll stick this on. I'll Loctite and torque the bolts. I think that'll be good and sealed. So it shouldn't leak, but it shouldn't have leaked the last time. So
you can see this, the big square piece right there. That's what Kaden welded in when we raised the floor. And then we might have to just do a small notch for this to clear, but I don't see why it won't work. You want to just thread the bolt in it. So here's the big base. This is what'll mount to the floor, and the shifter houses in it and all that. I want to make sure that we got ourselves enough cable, because the shifter we know will fit about right there.
just need a longer cable for it.
We're just gonna make sure we can get a longer cable. That's my worry right now.
Yeah, we can. We can buy a longer cable from these guys.
Okay. So what we did here is Kaden just cut this off so we could get the transfer case out. And this was the plan all along when Dad and Kaden built this, was to be able to cut it and then later build this to put on. So then it makes this all one piece with the headers and everything. And then as the motor tilts, this flex joint moves, and then supporting it here and forward keeps the headers from breaking. We'll just go back there and then we'll drill and tap this plate, probably 2 bolts through here too. And so you just unbolt it, this comes off, transfer case comes out, put it back together, bolts on, and then it supports everything. But it's really easy to pull apart because apparently transfer case likes to come in and out on this Blazer.
There are a couple studs in here, so we can get started on making the shifter. So I've made a number of templates. I had one that Kian started with, and then I went over to this one, realized that it wasn't tall enough, and then I made this one, which ended up kind of being a rick at the top, but it gave me an idea of where I needed to be height-wise, and then I made this one. Basically, plan is it'll stick in here, and then the cable will sit on about where the top of this is. I got a piece of 3/16 and bent it up and made this all fit. Overall, it sits in there really good, so it just barely clears the case when it's in 4 low, but it still sits in a good spot when it's in 2 high. Assuming that this all clears and works, it'll be great, but that's what we're gonna find out now that Kian is back. So we're gonna stick it back in, see if this even stands a chance.
What's your bet right now?
My bet right now is that the floor is right about here, and this is gonna rub the floor when it's in. I'm gonna be pretty happy if we're that close. So
Well,
if I don't have to actually clearance anything for this bracket piece, that would be awesome.
take this and trim this, because this doesn't need that big a...
Oh, that's really true. Well, crap, I might just be able to get to trim that out of the fit right here.
Yeah?
Yeah, we just gotta clear the brace and the cable will be okay.
So we gotta get that bracket to clear the floor.
Okay, so I got this mounted in here. This is it reasonably firmly mounted, so that's where it sits. So I'm just enough clearance on the floor that I'm totally okay with it. We're gonna find out if the cable actually works. So if it does, well then we're set to roll.
Dang, I think this might actually work.
In here, so the cable's right next to the brace, and that's even in 4 high right now, so it still has one more slot to go back, but at that point the nut hits the piece there before it actually lets it go in to 2 high, and I will need 2 high. As much as I like 4-wheel drive, I don't want to drive it around in 4-wheel drive all the time, so I just say clearance that brace and we're on our way. Okay, so after I trimmed this little piece for the shifter, me and Kian threw it back in, make sure it clears, and it clears very nicely. So I made this little piece of that. Some 3/16 that I had left over from the shifter bracket that just fits nicely in here. And so once I get it set back in there, we'll weld it back up, and then it'll be ready pretty much that way for the transfer case to go back in. Yeah, and then here's kind of the finished outcome that the shifter looks like as far as the top there. You can see it's got a pretty good bend to it to match the tunnel. It's really pretty close. So what the plan is, this panel piece on the top will actually sit on top, just like flush sit on top, because it'll help to move it over some, as well as to keep this up. Just hope to keep it out of the transfer case, because as you've seen, all the clearances are pretty tight. So me and my dad got this marked out for the shifter. It just sits up in here. There it is. We'll get this fitting in here. Okay, so we got the shifter piece in the tunnel, and underneath it, it actually clears. As you can see, it's pretty close to the floor. It's pretty close to the transfer case adapter. But I can put my finger on any side of it. So it's gold. I don't know if any of the rest of you were a little curious like me to see how the console fits in here. It fits, I mean, just like it should between the seats. It's just barely off of the console, which is what it'll be in 2 high. So I think I should just be able to get enough travel out of everything and keep it out of the console.
Good morning. Got Kaden's Blazer back in the shop. We're kind of as far as we could go with the transfer case shifter. We're waiting on the correct cable. We were hoping to have that all wrapped up before we got back on the bodywork and the sheet metal, but that's not the case. Kaden's grabbing the doors out of the shed right now, and we're gonna get those fitted. Got a bunch of tape over the paint, so hopefully we don't make a huge mess out of everything. We'll be adjusting this door all over the place, trying to get everything to fit right. Okay, we got this door on, got it more or less lined up, fender back on, and just so we have a baseline of what needs to happen. So all of these blazers need to have the body mounts shimmed quite a bit to get the door and fender gap right. So you see our back gap is a little big, but it's even. Our bottom gap really right on the money, and our gap's kind of big at the bottom and slowly goes away to no gap at all. But the gap at the windshield frame looks pretty good. So we're gonna get the other side put on, but it looks like the front of the body needs to go up about probably 3/8 of an inch to get that gap to come in where it needs to be. Got the crew over there working on that.
Hey, look at that. Whoa.
Well, the top of the windshield needs to go that way.
About 3/8 of an inch.
How do you do that?
You put a porter power in here and right there, and you make it go that way. Yeah, you just.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, no, there's no playing around with it.
Yeah, there's
Those
no
things
saying
are strong.
Yeah, there's no saying I'll allow peanut butter sandwich. You just say you're going there and you're gonna like it. So,
Yep.
How do you know it needs to go that way? Oh, because
It's
tight
tight
on
on that side.
see how it's tight right there.
Oh, I didn't realize there was another door already in. So sorry. It's
you
normal
rabbit?
to lean over the door? I just woke up.
You don't say.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning right now.
Right.
And it's fine, because I just got here. Grab that.
Hey, Tice, just push it. You can move it. Push it. Push it.
If you can push that hard, I need you around a lot more.
Okay.
Sweet, thank you.
Okay, this door fits pretty good. We're able to slide this door back. This is pretty much the gap I like to see on these. Looks really good. Pretty good across the bottom. And just like the other side, big at the bottom and tight at the top. So, but this looks pretty good. We may need to slide that door a little bit forward. That gap's a little bit big. But God, that's dang close for, will that take us less than 5 minutes to get the door and the fender on? So
Yeah, that was pretty
it's pretty good. So next step is let's do some crisscross measurements and see where the radiator support is. Yeah, so grab a bolt, 2 bolts, 5/16 bolts, probably 2 inches long.
Now explain what those bolts are for.
Well, I will.
Patience.
Patience and Padawan.
Patience.
There you go. Yep, so that's why we put those bolts, because then we have gets us up high enough to where we can actually get a decent measurement. So 79.5.
Continue on.
79 and a half?
79.5. Like, exactly. Yeah. Tyson's our good luck charm today, so.
Oh man, now it's going downhill.
45 3/4 right to that spot on both sides. So cool. Our hood should fit.
Did you see that, Joe?
That was pretty weird.
Now it's only 7 o'clock in the morning. Give us a minute. Remember?
Wow.
I think
Go
you
get
need some.
yourself another
I think
cherry
you need
Coke
some
or
of Dusty's coffee.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
some of
yeah.
the hot shiz coffee.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's good.
So basically, where the fender and the door are coming together is a little bit like this. We're making it so it's more flat. Now the gap all the way around is just really tight. But basically what we're trying to do is try to shrink that gap and open this one up. The funny thing is it just shrunk that gap, but what we can do is actually just slide the fender forward. And we can put some spacers under the body mount right where I'm picking it up, so it stays there. Once I figure out where it needs to be.
It's way better. How far do you have to pick it up? I was guessing between 1/4 and 3/8.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, it's actually not even that much.
Okay, so these are a bunch of shims and washers for the body mounts. Oh hey, there's all the washers that go underneath the body mounts. How did you put it all in one spot?
That's good. That's good. Just had to find the magic spot, huh? Okay,
These are
so,
some of the.
so all we need is we need probably those 3 at the front, that one at the number 2.
Genau.
So then we should have enough to do the other side. Be good to go.
Explain to me why you need that much of number 2.
Why we need some at the second one? Mm-hmm. It's just because.
She said number 2.
Nice. Okay. Hey, you know. Okay, so just when we pick it up, I mean we just gotta kind of help keep everything just kind of straight as it levels out. So you just put a little bit underneath this one. Usually kind of helps figure things out. Given the fact that it fit before, and you can even kind of see it because it's tighter here than it is down there. So because of the fact that we picked it up, so just to pick it up to even the scab back out.
I wonder if there's one that's small.
Oh man, they're really tight. Let's go ahead and
Slide
those
those
and I'll wring them
washers
out.
out. Perfect.
Perfecto.
Tyson is the lucky charm.
Super chat, but those man.
Okay. There we go.
Bam.
Sweet.
Okay,
So-
can I push the front of this?
Yeah, just push the front of it, it'll lower it back down.
Ready?
Yeah, you
You
good?
got it?
Okay, that's good.
Well, what'd that do for our gaps? Oh yeah, look at that.
And now.
Okay, just stop it while it looks good over there.
It's almost.
It's really tight, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it does.
did you take one of the drill?
How's that look? Oh yeah, look at that. One washer made all the difference in the world on that gap, huh? Cool. And that looks really good. So we'll just have to slide that fender forward a little bit and that should be fantastic.
Was that normal?
Well,
I think it's probably a little
see, this one's right here.
especially in the
You only got that far from the,
I think the back's probably pretty close.
I don't think I've ever
I think the
noticed
front's a
that.
little bit high.
see?
I've never noticed that.
Notice
Yep.
what?
So yeah, they do that because,
The reason that it is so much wider in the front than the rear. Why?
yeah, because when they, inquiring minds want to know,
I
huh?
do. Why? Why did they do that?
Because usually when they're empty, the back of the truck sits about 1.5 inches higher than the front, so that they can put weight in it and then have it level out. So when it's empty, they do that so that there has the same reveal between the tire and the wheel opening. So
You learn something new every day.
we'll probably have to pop the fender back off and take a hammer and a block of wood
And flatten this out.
and then push that in to get that fender to go in. So, but you can see that that's out because there's a gap right here, and then and we know our radiator support's really close. So, how's our body line at the bottom?
Pretty close.
Line lines up really good.
Yeah, it actually does.
Okay, that lines up with the rocker really good too. There's a method in body work. It involves a block of wood and a really big hammer. We call it the brute force sheer ignorance route. So
I went and got my bazooka.
All right.
Brute force. Okay.
yeah,
Oh, that's Tyson's method.
That's mine.
Tyson's perfecting that method. He can persuade anything.
we're gonna beat the B pillar with a hammer, or the A pillar with a hammer.
You let the hammering, leave it to me. All right? I got this. I beat this right here. I got that.
Okay, so yeah, let's pop that fender off, and then we can take a
Okay, well here, that'll actually be you.
We can get our big fancy hammer and our bigger, fancier block out. So.
I want a hammer.
How big of a hammer? How big of a hammer should I give him?
Well, we're gonna need the big one. We'll just go right to the bottom drawer
Just go
there.
right to the bottom drawer?
Yeah, there we go. Like I said, the big fancy hammer.
Oh, the big fancy hammer.
The big fancy hammer.
That's,
I mean, it's not as fancy as it once was.
well, you know, usually the F for the fancy hammer you're talking about is.
So I'm just trying to take that in.
uses a little different word.
How much?
This might be worth reading.
We just got a
What?
Matt just sent a letter. Matt just sent a letter. Matt just sent a letter. Wonder what it is.
I don't know.
You hit that
Let's just put a little intermission on the Matt letter for just a second. Wait, hold on just a second.
Just a second.
Everybody wants to see what Tyson's gonna do with this fancy hammer. So we're gonna give the
I
good-
only have one skill. Let me keep it.
Oh, come on, that's pretty. That's still pretty weak. Let's do this the other method. You want to grab the green handled hammer? We'll do what you're not supposed to do with two hammers.
Is that how you identify your hammer? This handle is that. This hammer is that color handle?
The big green one? Yeah, this
No.
is
Yep.
The green handle, the red.
We got a little green and a big green.
That's gonna
All right, so we're gonna need safety glasses for this.
Yeah, safety squints.
Yes, I know we're not supposed to do this, but sometimes there's no other way.
Do what I say now.
Yep.
Good thing I have earplugs.
I think that did it.
I think I just need
Yeah,
Did you dent it?
a little bit.
it. Was
But it didn't break any paint, so it didn't really happen.
Controlled dent. The controlled.
Okay, I think that'll do it.
Oh yeah.
You want to take one more spot with the big hammer, and we got to knock that spot in right there so we can get the bottom of the fender to come in. So.
That feels like it moves a lot.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty soft. Okay, that should do it. So, Caden's out there fixing up his fender. All right. So let's go back here.
See what Matt sent you.
Let's see what Matt sent us.
I'll take the camera. You can open it. It's yours. Chad at chadsfab.
Oh, it is me. That almost. Huh. Okay. Well, let's see what we get.
Your official ticket, I'm sure.
Yeah. Except it's a silver ticket. Woohoo! I get to be a judge. You always told me I was pretty judgmental, so all right.
Really?
Yeah.
Excessively judgmental behind a clipboard.
Yes. And I can go like this and point and laugh. Yeah. So, okay, that'll be pretty fun. So, check out mattsoffroadadventures.com. Hope to see you there.
Got his silver ticket.
Yep.
It's better
He's
than
gonna ride the Polar Express now. Or?
Yeah, get right to Polar Express. I think that's money.
Good.
Yeah.
spot on.
I was a little,
go up just a little bit.
little more tentative to hit his blazer than yours. It made me nervous.
Well, he went outside. He should have just taken advantage of it.
Well, you know,
That looks pretty dang good, Kaden.
worry about his
I think
feelings more
that's
than
it.
Chad's.
How much better the bottom is.
Well, and I mean, he's just put such an effort into this, you know, and I know, if I break something to Chad's, like, he'll just have to fix it.
But you paint something Kaden should back to neutral spot.
Yeah. If we break it, we're gonna have to fix it ourselves. Chad might do that head rub thing.
Now you know it's bad when I grab the bridge of my nose.
Do you need to come to me or you like it?
I think we're good.
Wow, how can that be?
Yeah, I think that measurement be bigger.
So what's wrong? How big bigger is it?
Well, from what we're seeing, this measurement that we just measured should be smaller because it looks like the windshield frame, the top of the windshield frame is pushed this way. So that would make that dimension smaller. And it's like a ½ inch bigger.
Okay. 64 and 3/4. 13/16.
Okay.
You put center, right?
Yep.
It's in pretty good shape.
Oh, it is out. Well, quite a bit.
Sell it tomorrow for $1,500.
65 and 3/16.
Oh wow, ½ inch.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Bedside's leaned out. So the door's leaned out,
Which is making the
which
door
is making
frame
this look like
window.
make the windshield frame look like it's messed up. So we got the windshield right there. Let's see where we're at with the
Yeah.
windshield frame.
Okay.
Well, it looks good.
Does it actually like fit in there good? It seems like it's kind of tight up in this corner.
Oh, sorry. You okay?
I'm so you just totally smashed the palm of his hand?
Huh?
Totally smashed the palm of your hand?
No, nothing happened.
Can you
Just his fingers.
get your well?
Thankfully, I did.
Your,
Just lower.
Slam
yeah,
it.
you just need to lower your end down.
Okay, well it's all kind of sitting on this.
Keep coming down.
There you go.
Are you?
Well, it won't
Keep
go down
letting it
any
down.
further.
There we go.
Let's since we got multiples of these here, let's pull a measurement. Okay, and then we got this windshield.
Okay, you want me to just like put it at 1 inch on that edge or?
Now just put the metal right on the radius of that band.
Okay.
Okay, hold it, and then I'll pull the tape type around the windshield. So we've got 64 and 13/16.
Okay.
Then I go measure the windshield to see if how close that windshield.
I don't know. I just put the metal tape right on the radius. So this is 65, pretty much right on the nose. So, but this windshield's sitting out just a little bit farther because of the rubber. So that's probably exactly the same. So far I think we're good. Oh, good. All right, so we just need to address this bedside issue.
If you want to hurry and measure that, we never did measure the back.
Oh, we didn't, did we?
See where we're at. Make sure.
I don't know that we ever actually measured this, did we?
I don't think we ever messed with it on the front. I know that we put a tailgate in the back and we're like, gaps are good, we're good.
Yeah, and we had the top on it, and we knew that was good.
Yeah, we did have that one dual wall top on it. That's
Yeah.
on the other Blazer.
Yeah, and it seemed fine. Let's see. Probably just set the metal piece in the corner as tight as you can. Yeah, something like that. So that's 68 right on the nose.
$67 and 5/8.
Oh wow.
Really?
This whole bedside smooths out. Like the whole stretch.
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to take and we'll use like a come along or something and pull the bedside in.
Do you want pressure back here?
Yeah, go ahead and put pressure on this.
He's gonna try
It's
to
taut. You tell me when.
Well, you just
Come on, guys.
never used it.
Hey, man it. I gotta pull it in like
How do
this.
they know where they're going to? What do you got?
Measure
Is
it
that all in it?
Laser level right here.
Where's your laser?
It's right here. That's not a laser?
Well, size and size are laser.
Eyeballs better than one of those.
65 and an 8. Wasn't it 65? Wasn't that size 65?
This was 64 and like 13 16s. 64 and yeah, 7 8. Wow, you're still a quarter out.
Yeah.
I got a lot of pressure on that.
Okay, well, keep going. You want to just put that right in the center of that head of that bolt right there, the orange bolt. You see the... Oh, that's it.
It's quite close.
64 and 3/4.
Is it where we want it now?
It is where we want it.
So now we just have to fix that portion of it.
So I've got to
What's that?
cut this all apart and fix that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking it was gonna lead to.
The tailgate opening moved as well, so we got to round up the tailgate hardware, get that bolted in, and then we can drag this bedside over to get the tailgate to fit again. All right, so some of you are probably wondering why we spent so much time measuring the windshield frame, and that was because this line right here, this door, was actually poking out away from here instead of being in line with that. And the reason the door was out at the top is we lined it up with this bedside, so it was flush here and here, and with the fender. However, with this door being, or excuse me, with this bedside being out, it twisted the whole door out. And on that side, the door was doing the opposite thing, so that led me to believe that maybe the windshield frame was out of square. So that's why we measured, and then we ultimately ended up going and grabbing the windshield out of the parts truck and set it in there, and the windshield frame's fine. We had to use a come along and make a bracket over there and pull this over, and that's when this pulled over, that's what caused this to buckle. But the good news is everything's all pulled in straight. This wasn't painted, so it's not that big of a deal. We got this pulled over to where the tailgate fits properly. So overall, I'm gonna call it a win. That takes care of it for today. Remember, the only thing that separates a lesson from outright failure is attitude. Thanks for watching.